Hello, everyone, and welcome to Qualifier number 6 for the 2022 Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament. 2020, yeah, Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament. Number 6 out of 18. We're going to be showing DukeFireBird and MrScruffNinjaTuna 2 out of 120 in this qualifier. I am BXR. Joining me on commentary is Wolflink. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, and welcome in, folks. This is going to be a heck of a race here. Like you said, 120 entrants. It is open 7-7 with a modified item pool that is set to hard difficulty. And just a few footnotes here. No magic, or double magic. No armor upgrades. 3 shields set to fighter. 4 bottles, but only 1 will be available and will always be empty. The rest will be nothing. And 4 swords, capped and tempered, and the bows are no longer progressive. That's more of a logic difficulty than it is an actual difficulty, I would say. But yeah, they'll have to find the silver arrows to use them.
We'll be getting started shortly.
And of course, you can see up there on the top of your screen, this is the second stream. The first stream is over on SpeedGaming 2 currently. If you're watching the VODs, there's probably another video for you guys to watch that feed as well. I'm not entirely sure how they do these dual streams.
Probably just as 2 separate restreams.
Probably.
Yeah,
We'll be getting started here in just a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes the ALTTP Randomizer Twitch channels will also handle qualifier restreams, and they'll be doing a lot of tournament matches once we actually get into the tournament. So, starting off with a red rupee in the Sanctuary and 3 bombs in Link's house. Map check from Scruff showing Crystal and Eastern, and I've missed the others.
Green Pendant Hera and Pendant Desert. In fact, I think it's actually the Vanilla Pendant even.
So 2 Light World pendants. This means, yeah, there may be a lot of Dark World dungeons we're going to be doing, no matter what.
Guaranteed a medallion requirement as well.
One of the common openers in the Sanctuary is you head north, kill an enemy, get the tier 1 free pull, which is just 5 arrows each, and then go check Lumberjack to see what that is, because you have to defeat Aghanim 1 in order to access this.
Minos Hospital just having a piece of heart and a couple of extra ammunition resources, and another piece of heart there.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of pieces of heart, because there are 4 boss heart containers, the 1 Saint heart, and then 48 pieces of heart, so a maximum of 20 hearts if they're all collected. 48 being double the usual number.
Yeah, lots of heart pieces here, and as a result, we won't be seeing any 1s or 5 rupee items in the pool as well.
Oh, here's 1 heart container. Stuff is going right into Eastern right away. Interesting play. We'll see how this gamble works out later. 300 rupees in the Lost Woods. Yeah, going to
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, going to Eastern this early, I feel, yeah, it is a gamble for sure.
Yeah, nothing else gets the early checks out of the way and lets you get through there. And that 300 rupees is actually very perfectly timed because DukeFireBird can now do the merchant and everything else that requires money here in Kakariko Village. So, should be able to clear this out in 1 trip, save for the item-specific checks.
Oh, yeah, no bombs. I think it's just gonna, yeah, go to the tavern, and if it doesn't find bombs here, just go buy them from the shop.
Alright, Mr. Scruff, meanwhile, finding the big key, so it is going to pay out a little bit. He'll be able to get at least 1, maybe 2 items out of here. And he won't have to go back to the right side in order to get that boss key anymore, so...
First item in Eastern is a piece of heart. There are 3 items total in Eastern.
Yep, so there's going to be one more here. That is the mirror, though, on DukeFireBird. On the merchant. And there's our one and only available bottle. And there's a cape and the bug catching net for DukeFireBird so far in the well. Let's see what else we get. Harpies, the glove, and the silvers. Wow.
A lot of stuff in the well.
Yeah, that is actually pretty lucrative. And we do need to go in there for the gloves at the very least.
Now, regarding the bottles, DukeFireBird may find another bottle. It's once you have a bottle, the other 3 will turn into blue rupees. And that's how the shields work. Once you have 1, the other 2 turn into green rupees, or blue rupees, and then the male upgrades are just blue rupees because you're capped at green.
Well, meanwhile, DukeFireBird did find the Ether Medallion. Mr. Scruff, meanwhile, I don't think found anything else important in Eastern. And we do... Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't see anything important either. I don't know if there's an item on Robo Sites or not. No, I wasn't counting.
Well, there is. We still need the bow to get it. Now, we did find Ether, and we do know, because we have only 1 Dark World pendant, that we will need a medallion. Whether or not we need Ether is still, of course, to be determined.
Yeah, if Sick Kid is something and there's the other bottles that are hard to find, and yeah, that could be an advantage. Just blue rupees for the tier 2 tree pull. I think that was bombs in the library.
It's a little too fast so I could not tell, but yeah.
Blind race game check from Duke. That is just an arrow refill.
Yeah, and that was the last thing he was going to do, so it made sense to just yellow it and then just save warp if he didn't like the item.
Alright, Duke's gonna head south now.
Yeah, a lot of items here in the south, and could be our first sword. Still looking for that.
They're still looking for the moon portal to get access to the world, as well as either Hammer or the Mitts. Well, there's the early ice rod. Good to get that out of the way early.
Yeah, that is a nice find to have. It will also be helpful in fighting, I think, flame molas only, but it's still a slow projectile.
Yeah. Also, a good chance Turtle Rock is a crystal, since we do have 2 Light World pendants.
DukeFireBird, I'm getting a little bit of bad luck there with the mini mold worms. But finds the hammer.
Only significant thing in Mini Molar game, but it is a very important one. Puts us just a moon pearl away from getting into the Dark World.
Yeah, with so many heart pieces in the pool, there is actually a little bit of strategy one could use with the heart pieces, in which the 4th one will always give you a full health refill. So if you can time that, it can be beneficial when you need some help on the go.
For sure, yeah, and you have more opportunities for a full health refill with all the extra heart pieces compared to the normal 20 heart pieces and 10 boss heart containers in the same cart. where you would only have 7 opportunities to fully refill your health, but here you have 13.
And Ice Arcade today has just a heart piece, and we shall be moving on. And I was looking away. I did not see what Sick Kid had.
And we're just getting it now. Just bombs.
Okay, so this looks like it might be Hyrule Castle. Otherwise, the only thing I can think of that's in logic right now is King Zora.
Yeah, I mean, the 300 rupees at the start of the third might help us get to there, but we're still about 2/3 of the way there. So money.
Second look at the library. Let's see if we can get a more accurate read on this. And yeah, it is just bombs.
Alright, Hyrule Castle.
The hammer should be pretty straightforward here. All the enemies will die in one hit to it.
Both the front and the back are us with that glove. I think Scruff's gonna be doing that now.
Yeah, Scruff's going to start with the back and then go to the front later. Oh, wait, no. Scruff doesn't have the hammer yet, so can't do the front realistically right now.
And only 4 bombs. Not really effective. I was gonna go through Dark Frost in the dark, so. Use a bomb to help him figure out where he is.
Yeah, dark rooms like this is extremely difficult, honestly.
Well, 300 rupees, there's your Zora money.
And this is the last check here on DukeFireBird. It is the flippers!
That gives us a few more checks in the Zora area. Waterfall Ferry and the Zora Ledge. Oh, Mitts on Hylia Island.
That is very intriguing, actually. We do have Darkhold access once we find the Moon Pearl, though, so...
And the mirror as well.
Well, we have the mirror, so we don't have to worry about that. Ooh, actually, hang on. No one's been to Nagina yet either. That could also be where our Moon Pearl's hiding.
Yeah. It's quite an out-of-the-way chuck if you don't have boots or flute.
It really is, yeah. It's also easily to forget check, because I only just remembered it myself.
Now has the ice rod, and Duke's gonna drop into the back of the escape and finish that up. We'll see where he decides to go next. Probably Eastern, I guess. And
There
yeah,
is... Sorry, go
okay,
ahead.
gonna go south. We're gonna go down here and take a look at the Mets.
Yeah, but the players are gonna go check Hobo from here as well.
Yeah. And King Zora too. He's got 773 reviews.
Now, Mr. Scruff here is in a position in which he can fake Flipper, which could actually be a detriment because that might put off going to Hyrule Castle. And we don't know if Swamp House is the third pendant or not right now. And there's just a small bag of magic. That would have been our half magic. So, yeah, if Swamp Palace isn't our third pendant, Switcher will have to do Hyrule Castle, and he might be putting that off if he finds some progression here with a fake Flipper.
Yeah, the small magic decanter has been part of this item pool. It's part of the SGL item pool as well. Because that one also didn't have half magic. Interesting swimming sprites for Scruff.
It's just a little snorkel for the Goomba.
And
there we go.
There we go. Yeah, so
Scruff is going to dodge a bullet slightly there with the Moon Probe being there. He knows the flippers will be in play, and he'll have to go pick them up. And he doesn't have a lot of places they can be, so...
and a sword.
Man, the Zora's Domain paying out pretty heavily here.
Like Duke's gonna take that moon pearl and head right into the door.
Yeah, immediately.
Pick up those mitts.
Yeah, immediately gonna go to the meds, possibly check Hype Cave on the way.
Alright, Turtle Rock and Ice Palace for red crystals and Skullwoods is our last pendant.
So we need pretty much everything that we would normally need for a seed.
Yeah, no saving those Skullwoods pendant, there's no skipping the fire rod.
About the only thing we could save is a medallion if they're shared between the two dungeons for entry requirements. Another sword in Hype Cave immediately. And the hookshot as well.
I think we can full clear Swamp Palace.
I believe you are right, and I think Duke is going to head right there. He's in the area, might as well.
Not something you usually see 17 minutes into a seed.
I mean, at the same time, this is also the most item-dense dungeon that we have available to us currently, and it's an early dungeon as well that we can do with our items. I wouldn't even be surprised if we full clear just to make sure we don't miss anything here, because this would be a pretty... I don't want to say it would be a big risk here, but leaving an item behind here would be a time loss for sure.
And it could be a big points loss depending on how everything shapes out. If there's 120 people in this. And so in qualifiers, you tend to play a little more on the safe side. Now a map to start out the actual field checks of Ice Palace. Or not Ice Palace, Swamp Palace. Oh, dude, taking a death to the fireball.
Was it the fireball or the bubble? I couldn't tell. I think it was actually the bubble, because the fireball only does 1 heart.
Duke was down to 1 heart.
I couldn't tell regardless. Still, pretty early on in the dungeon, so only a minor setback there.
Ruff's gonna pick up the flippers, and then we'll assumably head back to the Zora area to get the Moon Pearl, and then likely follow Duke into the Dark World. And possibly in the Swamp Palace.
DukeFireBird down to 1 heart again. Has to be a little bit careful here. I think there's a heart underneath this pot. Yep.
And the boots.
Oh, yeah. That's really good. And Mr. Scruff deciding to fill the bottle here at the fairy fountain and gets a fairy out of it, so does have a revive.
That's a nice safety to have at this point. You're still on relatively low health going into the Dark World.
Yeah, a fairy only heals you for 7 hearts when you die, but he has 7 heart containers right now, so it will be a full heal. And DukeFireBird with the map is gonna check left side swamp. Again, playing it safe, which I do not blame him at all. This is a qualifier with a lot of people, and with this dungeon being so available so early, you really don't want to leave anything behind. Because the question then becomes, when will you come back to this?
Yeah, and we don't have the big key yet, so which means that if it's in the back, you'd have to come back to get the big chest. There's the compass. I think that's where that usually is too. Or no, that's not where the compass usually is. Oh, Quake! That could come into play later on.
So, I think ideally for Duke, he wants to see the big key in the flooded room, because that'll be just a quick little detour to go get the big chest. If it's any deeper in, you're pretty much just committed to just finishing the dungeon, then going back in.
And Duke not gonna do the diver down, which can be a little tricky with bombs. As we don't have the Canis de Maria yet.
There's that big key, and as I predicted, he is going to go take the staircase up and then proceed to potentially get caught on the stairs. Yeah, got caught on the stairs. No issue. But yeah, he's gonna take these stairs up and go back to the big key chest.
A note about that blue rupee. The green and blue rupees are taken out of the item pool to account for all those extra heart pieces. So if you see a blue rupee, that means it's an extra. It's either an extra bottle, an extra shield, or it's a mail upgrade that got replaced.
Speaking of blue items, there's our blue boomerang. It can still be useful. The stun prize could be something we could use.
How many are racing? 120.
And there is DukeFireBird's bottle.
Scruff gets that. That will be a blue rupee from him.
Overall, I'd say, looking at the progress of both our runners, I'd say they're roughly even. It doesn't look like that, but we do have to keep in mind that Mr. Scruff has done the majority of Eastern Palace, which is required.
Yeah. We're doing a strategy to pull out 2 of those puffs at once so they can spin attack them and kill them with a shot. Master Sword does not one shot these once you use a spin. Oh, yeah, you can use ice. Yeah, you can use ice scratch shots on Argus.
Yeah, it's the same damage as the fire rod, it's just a slower projectile. And there we go. 25 minutes in, our first crystal of the match. Well, for what we see.
Nice diver down from Scruff.
And Scruff is going to leave the big chest behind. Honestly, a safe bet because he would have to do the diver down again.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't go back for the big chest, it's not that big a deal because he's only missing out on the boomerang, which is not required in any means.
Didn't do lopsided. I can see him going back in after this.
Meanwhile, we're going to check Stumpy here, and he has for us the Book of Adora. That does give us access to the desert. And our tablets as well.
Yeah, that is true. And we don't have a fire source to full clear desert, though.
That is also true. And I think the only tablet in Logic right now is Bombos, and I think that's where Duke's going to go and check right now.
We don't have logical access to Death Mountain at this point.
Yeah, we'll need that fire source you mentioned, or the flute at this point.
Alright, Duke's gonna head back into the Dark World. Gonna be skipping Agina for now.
Mr. Scruff is skipping, I think, Left Side Swamp. He's...
Yeah, that... We don't know if that Quake Medallion's gonna be needed.
Well, if nothing else, he is going to skip out the big chest right now, which is not required, but he would have checked out on his way to getting Quake anyway, most likely. Both is now going to pick up their Titan's Myths. They scouted this item earlier. And I think Duke's gonna use those boots to check King's Tomb, it looks like.
Yeah. A lot of money today.
Yeah, a lot of money indeed. I think we're set for money at this point, so I'll probably lead this into checking Bonk Rocks here. And then might do some darker navigation to just go up the mountain regardless, out of logic. And that is exactly what he's doing, it looks like. Or he's making a fool out of me!
Oh, yeah, probably had the Starfield portal. Probably do Thieves Town.
Yeah, Thieves Town makes a lot more sense. We can full clear that dungeon.
Oh, one dig.
Oh, also turning in his bottle. That's something he hasn't done yet either. Yeah, MrScruff's getting all of the strength checks out of the way here at once and starting the Smith chain. DukeFireBird, meanwhile, entering the village of outcasts from the north. We'll have to do the Smith chain a little later. And another 300 rupees there. Very rich Steve today.
Sure. Another 300 rupee.
I think that unless the amount of 300s have been changed, I think we've seen all of them now. I want to say there's only 5 in the game, and we've seen 5.
There are 5. I'm pretty sure we've seen all 5.
First look at Thieves Town. First item's only arrows. Let's see if we can find something else here in the front. Heart piece. We know the big key is in one of these 4 as well.
Yeah, Thieves Town is full clearable. 4 items. Some of them were check dense dungeons.
And there's a 3rd item, so once we get to 4, if we can just ignore the other chests in here. Now that I think about it, there's got to be some sort of progression either in here or on the Smith chain, or on Nagina at this point. We don't have any other tools to check out the other dungeons right now.
Yeah, I mean, the front of Skull Woods is available as well.
Yeah, the only other place that would be is the front of Desert, which could have just 1 item available, but could be the item we need.
Pod has at least 1 check available, depending on key layouts.
Yeah, and I actually stand corrected because I should have counted 2 there because of the Desert Ledge counting as something you can do with the front side. But that's a minor detail. Both runners have found all 4 items here, so just needs to get the maiden at this point. No need to open up the basement chests. Alright, and here we go with the blind fight.
It's got the cape equipped just in case things go awry. But if you stay on script, it's usually fine. It's so far so good.
Played a little safe there, hug the wall. And there we go, second crystal match, 35 minutes in. Mr. Scruff, meanwhile, did open up those chests downstairs, so just a minor time loss, not too major. Might have been on autopilot here, trying to think of the next step in their route.
Now Duke's gonna start, or no, gonna end a race game now. Because you can't, he won't let you do it if you're carrying either the Smith or the purple chest.
Yeah, no followers allowed, and there was only a single dig here. Now, DukeFireBird has a pretty clean route here. Could do full Smith chain, turn in purple chest, and then go to Agina, which will clean up most of the remaining checks that he has available. The only other thing we could possibly do is go the northern route and do Graveyard Ledge, and then transfer that over to Catfish, maybe, and then transition down to the Pyramid.
Yeah, it's possible. Looks like Scruff's gonna head north. And looks like it's gonna go into Skull Woods.
Yeah, the route that Mr. Scruff has taken so far is more leaning towards the Graveyard Ledge route I was talking to earlier. He's just making a pit stop here along the way. There's our first of 2 items here in Pendant Skull Woods, a heart piece.
The big key.
Interestingly enough, DukeFireBird is not taking the purple chest with him. Unless he set up the storage, which I wasn't aware of when I wasn't looking. Check confirming that he did in fact set it up. In fact, that was our tracker who told us that. So shoutouts to our tracker for keeping those items up to date. And it's the Tempered Sword. Very nice find there from Duke.
Now, that is all Duke's gonna get for swords. If we see a green 20, that means that is what would have been the gold sword. It's the only thing that overflows to a green 20 are the swords.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Mr. Scruff did scout the bumper ledge. It was only a heart piece, so moving on from there. And Duke is going to then transition north here to check the pyramid, it looks like. So skipping Graveyard Ledge for now.
Ruff is checking Graveyard Ledge. And that is nothing, and neither is Pyramid Ledge.
There's another hard container for DukeFireBird at least, but other than that, moving on and checking somewhere else.
And it's like Catfish is going to be the next play.
Looks to like it, yeah. Or heading over to check Graveyard Ledge from this side. No. That would have been a nice little tidy up there, is to check the Graveyard Ledge and then double back on to go to Catfish. But no, gonna stock up on a blue potion here. Pretty safe item to go get. It'll help him later without having half magic after all.
Alright, Scruff's gonna head up the mountain out of Logic.
Honestly, based on what we've seen, this is probably a good play for Mr. Scruff here, because we know the lamp is either in desert, or the lamp or flute is either in desert here at Catfish or at Agina, and those are just going to be some time sinks that if you guess wrong, you're going to lose time.
It's not Catfish. We get powder off the old man, which we can turn in.
That powder is lamp loss, though, so at the very least, it can't lead to the lamp. And it looks like Duke is going to transition into checking Dark Palace for what little he can, and maybe also do Eastern, which we know Easter doesn't have much in it based on Mr. Scruff's earlier scouting.
We're going to check Ether Tablet first. We'll see if Scruff decides to dip into Hera. There's the green pendant.
And we'll be a Hera dip. Let's see what we get here. First item's sighted, not going to pick it up, so we have one item left here in Hera. And vanilla small key to Hera, so gonna be doing, I think, yeah, resetting the room here to make sure that things are set up right.
We're not bow-locked immediately out of pod.
Nice bomb setup there for the Hera pot. And there's our lamp!
Oh, wow.
That is honestly the last place I'd look for it. But that puts everything that Mr. Scruff's doing in Logic right now. Also puts the powder in Logic that Mr. Scruff has.
And it does mean Desert Palace is full clearable, so Pet is actually going to be in Logic once we find the Fire Rod.
Relatively scary thought, honestly.
Oh, Scruff taking a fall. There's small keys in the basement.
And there's the green pendant for Mr. Scruff. And I don't recall...
That was our second item, so
Okay, so he doesn't have to worry about her anymore. Good.
our big chest is useless.
Hammer Yum from DukeFireBird, setting it up.
Just 50 rupees on a floating island.
And the big key is bow locked in Palace of Darkness. Now it's time to look at... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think Spiral Cave had anything important.
No, it doesn't look like it. And now Mr. Scruff's going to check Dark Death Mountain. DukeFireBird is going to head up the mountain, though, in logic.
I'll say Paradox Cave first. You know what I said about Ped, right?
Oh, jeez, we found the fire rod.
Yeah.
What could be on Ped, though?
Bow, Flute, Samaria.
Yeah, one of those three could be it. We had the books, though, so if someone is suspicious, they could check it. And seeing as DukeFireBird hasn't done Skull Woods yet, would be the most likely to check first before doing the back. So far, nothing out of Super Bunny. Let's see what Hookshot Cave has. But first, let's see if we have the medallion we require for Turtle Rock. It is Quake. That's a big problem for Mr. Scruff.
I don't know when he goes back to Left Side Swamp, because he's got a lot of things to do. Nothing in Hookshot Cave.
Airpod coming up now for DukeFireBird, doing the Boots version of it. Scruff meanwhile trying to squeeze out just a little bit of extra health for the Spike Cave run. And that is our one and only shield we are going to be seeing.
Where was that at?
The shield was in Spike Cave.
I think where Scruff's headed now.
Considering Mr. Scruff emptied the bottle, probably gonna grab a green potion, use it, and then get a blue potion.
Okay, yeah.
As for where Mr. Scruff's gonna head next, might be thinking... I don't even know. Ice Palace?
Yeah, looks like it.
This is one of our 5-6 crystals, so we have to get it done.
There's no Cane of Samaria, though. So we're not going to be able to Icebreaker.
I mean, there is the low odds that the first chest just has the Cane of Samaria in it, but... Other than that, yeah, no. Probably not going to see Mr. Scruff doing that.
Forgot with a small key.
Now, DukeFireBird, meanwhile, will be able to scout that Quake will be required for Turtle Rock. Can't go in yet, though. Needs the Cane of Samaria for that.
But I can't open it, at least.
Yeah, that will be a time save later on. Just use the magic now while you have it.
Harvest the lamp, it was in pod in the arena bridge chest. Nice bomb jump. Even though it's not done as often as it used to be, thanks to Icebreaker, still vital to know for Randomizer.
Yeah, it's still vital to know in the NMG route, I believe, because Icebreaker is not allowed in NMG, if I recall correctly.
You are correct.
Alright, right side swamp, or right side ice, sorry. Getting my dungeons mixed up again. DukeFireBird is going to look like to follow Mr. Scruff in. He is much better equipped, though, for this. With the Tempered Sword in hand, we'll be able to take care of Coldstare pretty quickly.
Compass and Ice Tea. Still 2 items left in Ice.
Yeah,
I believe that is the big chest and Cold Stare are the last 2 items.
We have not seen Freeze or
Oh wait,
chest yet.
I forgot that one. That one's usually later in this route.
Setting up a ball jump here. Looks like Mr. Scruff will get it.
Oh, there's Mario. Yeah, Scruff not happy with that.
That is an absolutely rude place for that case, Mario, which means nobody's going to be able to do Icebreaker this seed.
Alright, so we're just bow, flute, and possibly Vombos away from go mode at this point.
Yeah, we do not know Myers Pendant, of course, because we do not have the flute yet, obviously. So we have to wait on that. And Mr. Scruff's going to use all of the magic here to get rid of Coldstare's shell.
You gotta be careful, because Coldstare does a lot of damage on green mail. 4 hearts for the puffs and 2 hearts for the falling ice.
Yeah, and Mr. Scruff is taking advantage of the fact that if the ice falls on the very top of the room, that it doesn't splinter, so will allow him to have a little bit of safety from some of the attacks. Combination of hammer and spins. Just deal a lot of damage. And there we go. Coldstare down. And there's the Bombos medallion. Also, a pretty rude placement for it, I'm not gonna lie. You would want that to save magic on Coldstare. But with that, we don't really care about the medallion requirement for Mr. Mario anymore, because by the time we access it, we will have all 3. At least
Yeah.
Duke will. And with the fire rod in hand, it looks like Mr. Scruff is thinking to doing Skull Woods here. Does have the mirror and does have the book, so we can see what's on Ped as well, if Mr. Scruff decides to check it, and he will be 1 dungeon away if he finishes Skull Woods.
Arcane, it was right here on DukeFireBird's screen. Yeah, I could see maybe the early Easter not paying out might have been a reason why Scruff skipped left side swamp.
Yeah, it was a very early play that did not work out for him. Did give him his bottle early, though. And Mr. Scruff is just going to go straight to Mafia, not even going to check the pedestal first. Meanwhile, DukeFireBird cleaning up Coldstare, another crystal on the board for him. And Duke looks looking like making the Turtle Rock play is the correct play here. Does have everything he needs to get through.
Scruff takes the death. I think he got rid of the fairy.
Yeah, he had to get rid of the fairy in order to get the green potion and then the blue potion for Coldstare.
I really like that death sprite. Flat and Goomba, and then the 100 above it.
And it looks
Oh,
like
that's-
Walmart does have the second item.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back now. Alberto's purple chest. Nice magic
Yeah.
refill.
Tempered was in fact in the purple chest. And here we go with DukeFireBird. This is his first foray, or our first foray rather, into Turtle Rock.
I believe we can full clear this.
Yeah, we're just missing bow, flute, and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't know the medallion requirement for Misery Mire, but it doesn't matter because we have all three. But with Cold Stare having the last one, which was Bombos.
Cold Stare down right as we hit the 1 hour mark. But it's just 50 rupees.
That is the second pendant in Mr. Scruff's hands. And I'm not sure if Scruff will check the pedestal at this point. Going to right now, looks like. So
Yeah,
let's see
like
what's
he
there.
Yeah, it's dead.
So nothing important on the moth. Nothing important on pedestal. Could still be something on Green Pendant, and there could still be something in Desert Palace. We just don't know yet. Now, DukeFireBird's got to be extremely careful around these chain chomps. He is in death range from them. Oh, and there's our last sword. Mr. Scruff now going to do purple chest. Oh, going to turn in magic powder. This isn't logic.
It is.
Magic only had a heart piece for us today.
I've yet to find an item in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's pretty... What's the word to describe this?
Oh, I think Scruff... No, I'm gonna go this way. Oh, Senak posted something in chat that I do want to point out. We are having custom Triforce texts for this tournament, and he posted the link there that you can, if you want to submit your own Triforce texts, check it out.
Alright, Mr. Scruff now with his Tempered Sword. DukeFireBird going to check Mimic Cave. Didn't find anything there of in note. Big Chest has only a 20 rupees for him. Moving on. And we are seeing a Desert Palace play from Mr. Scruff. Very likely we will not see the land moles be defeated here, but maybe the items we are missing are both here, the flute and the bow.
Starting out with a small key. Gonna take that over to the right side.
And there's the big key there.
See how... So Duke did take the safety door just in case, down to 6 hearts, and each laser hit is 4 hearts on green mail.
Blue came there, so has another safety option. And both runners find the compass in their respective dungeon.
Landless oh wait, no, we didn't see... Did we see the torch? We did.
We did see the torch, and I completely forgot what was on it.
Alright, torches map. So Landless is the second item.
Yep, so they do have to die, unfortunately. Now, there may be nothing in TR specifically, but this is our other 5-6 crystal, which means there could be 2 items in Pyramid Fairy, and they could be the 2 items we were missing right now, actually. I said juking DukeFireBird there. Lost a couple shots. Really good position here from where Trinex stopped, so should be able to get a double spin in on a slash to wrap things up. Little off center there, but still gets the nice cleanup there. And the Trinex had our flute! So had to die. Not just for the crystal, but for that access to Misery Mire.
And just a single arrow off of Planmos. Yeah, bow mode again. Got a common theme in these qualifiers, it seems.
Yeah, and I'm pretty safe to say that DukeFireBird is going to head over to Misery Mire. We don't know where the medallion is, but it does not matter. He has all 3 of them, because Colster had the Bombos medallion. And we have not seen a Gina. I've never actually read a Gina's text.
Yeah, Duke's gonna go activate the flute now. And Scruff's gonna head into pod now, it looks like.
Yeah, Swamp's gonna be an absolute last location for him because he did the majority of the dungeon early but skipped left side Swamp. Unfortunately, that was where our Quake was. And we need it for Turtle Rock, which locks our flute, as we now know. And for all we know, the flute could further lock the bow. Actually, no, it has to lock the bow. We've been most everywhere else.
Or it could have been green pendant, but that's just a blue rupee.
I'm trying to remember where Mr. Scruff got the magic powder, actually.
The old man.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did it backwards, and that means Duke should have it too, because Duke went up the mountain normally. Yeah, back to front looks like for checking this place. And Duke immediately doubles back, probably to check.
Probably just remembered about. Randomizer.
And it is Bombos that we need, so we need to fight Cold Stare before we can... Wow, so... that's kind of an interesting little thought there. Myra's locked by the 5-6 crystals, but not by the items on Pyramid Fairy, if you think about it.
Interesting.
Because both bosses had the requisite items needed to enter the Misery Mire dungeon. The flute and the Bombos medallion, respectively.
Gonna do a potion glitch to mimic clip here.
Yeah, pretty safe and quick strategy here, because you just scroll the camera enough so that you can have the mimics be on the other side of the room. Like 2 small keys. So the bow's not here, inside Misery Mire, then it is on Checkerboard Cave, I believe. I don't think DukeFireBird checked that.
He did not.
Yeah, as I was pointing out, we have not seen the mushroom either. That is also a valid option for us to find something here.
Not seen the shovel either.
There's the big key.
Yep, and it being there means that cutscene chest is guaranteed a small key. Looks like Duke's going there anyways. I believe that's how Mire key logic works, if that's because that's 3 key locked.
Yeah, and I believe it's because of the key, I think it's the key logic here with how the keys work. But Mire key logic is really strange, so it's really hard to properly... I don't even know the word I would use here. Describe, I guess? Oh, but it was actually an item.
I must have misread the logic then. Oh, mushroom there is interesting.
Okay, wait, I think it's if the Smokey's in the compass chest, the Binky has to be there, but it's not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah, I got them mixed up. For some reason I thought it worked the other way around.
I did too, actually, but you learn something new every day here at Randomizer, I guess. Second item is on Vitreous, it looks like. And overall, I like what DukeFireBird is doing here. And going straight to the boss. If I was in Bow for this and Vitreous had the second item in here, honestly, in this situation, I'd probably have turned in the mushroom to hope that I had the bow, because I'm not that good at fighting Vitreous without the bow.
Yeah.
But it looks like DukeFireBird's going to do the Vitreous fight without. So, gonna be taking a lot of damage here. So, we'll have to manage their magic quite well. But for all I know, the bow could be, or for all we know, rather, the bow could be on Vitreous as well, so... Overall, I think this is a better play. And use the anti-fairs to heal up to full. Pretty smart.
Oh, I think just going back to Swamp.
Yeah, I think at this point, Mr. Scruff realizes that he's out of options. DukeFireBird doing a combination of the damage boost spin strats and the cape slashes, and is going to try to lock Vitreous down in the corner here. Looking good so far. And there we go. Very nicely done, Vitreous fight. Did not have the bow, only had 10 arrows, which means it's behind the mushroom, I believe. Unless there's a check we have forgotten to check, actually. No one checked Pyramid Fairy yet.
Right, yeah. That's very much available.
DukeFireBird gonna wisely check. Looks like he's gonna check the entire desert area. Before moving on. Pretty safe play. Has not done this yet.
Yeah.
Now that is clever on Mr. Scruff's end. He is doing Diver Down on this side. And has set himself up to grab the Smokey, and at the same time, the bomb explosion will flip the switch for him. So a little bit of time save there. Less walking around. And there's Mr. Scruff's Quake at the long last. Can now do Turtle Rock.
What's left to check for both this mushroom and pyramid fairy, pretty much.
And there it
there
is. So that will put DukeFireBird into go mode. Only has Pod Eastern left to do.
Eric's gonna head right now to the Bullock side, but we'll have to come back to the big key chest to get the big key. Yeah, Swamp House was open very early on.
Yeah, there was a lot of logical last locations here in the sea, with the lamp being in Palace of Darkness. A place you don't really want to go with the lamp, per se. Or the bow, for that matter. And actually, now that I think about it, this was a logical double dip of Palace of Darkness, because we needed to get the lamp in order to get up the mountain to get pretty much all of the rest of our access to Turtle Rock.
And Scruff's just gonna use the cape to avoid those chain jumps.
Pretty smart. On Greenmail, they do, I believe, 6 hearts of damage, so very dangerous enemy. I think the only enemy that does more damage is Ganon's contact damage, and I want to say that's 8 hearts?
Yeah, again, I guess 8 on Greenmail.
Duke lifting up all the pots there just to get some extra resources. Down into the dark to advance to Helmsor King. Alright, past the shuttle room and into the Almost lurking boss fight. Ooh, doing the spin setup for this.
Very nice.
Yeah, very clean Helmosaur fight there. Alright, and now a mirror and then to Eastern Palace. Big Key is not too deep in, thankfully, so this should be pretty straightforward. Scruff, meanwhile, onwards towards Laser Bridge, will be getting his flute soon, off of Trinex, and thus access to Misery Mire, and he doesn't know it yet, but also his bow for Go mode.
Alright, Scruff's just gonna take it, just take Laser Bridge safe with them, with that, okay, but it's gonna have to be careful here. Alright, just take a fall.
Did Mr. Scruff take the safety door?
No.
Could be risky, but at the same time, I believe he does have a fairy on him, so should be okay for the Trinex fight. And Duke knows he doesn't need anything else. He's not opening up any more chests. Saving as much time as possible. Wants to get a high score here for this qualifier after all.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, Mr. Scruff there with that double spin I was talking about earlier, meaning only one more slash on the head before the abdomen becomes vulnerable. And there we go. There's the flute for Mr. Scruff, and now needs to go to Mire.
Alright, time for Armos Knights. This will be a very quick fight with Silvers.
And Armos Knights only have the map, so all 3 items were available. And that is all 7 crystals. This is a qualifier with 100 plus people, though, so we can't really get the guessing game running. Especially when we have a second, especially seeing as we're the second stream. We don't know where the other 2 people over on, I believe, SpeedGaming 2 are at right now. So get your guesses in for fun, but we are not playing this game by any official capacity. And Mr. Trump is going to check the Super Bomb. This is something we have not seen yet. Although at this point we know we can't have anything of importance here, except for maybe the shovel.
Nice bomb, Duke. Just a piece of art of whoever that replaced something.
Yeah, at this point it's either the shield, one of our armor upgrades, or one of our bottles. Although, which? Who's to say? We were kind of set for money for pretty much the outset.
Yeah.
We had all 5 300 rupees in what, the first, like, 30 minutes of the seed?
Pretty much. Alright, Duke opening GT at the same time Scruff activates the boots.
Yeah, so a full 3 dungeons behind right now, but again, these are only 2 out of 120 runners here. For all we know, Duke could be in first, he could be in 31st, I don't even know. So here we go with GT. Gonna start with Hope Room. Emups and a small key. Gonna mirror and go to Stalfos room.
Yeah, on the torch.
Mr. Scruff is going to check checkerboard cape before entering Misery Mire. This is actually going to save him some time, because there will be his bow, and there's our shovel.
Duke's going full left now.
So Mr. Scruff, now in go mode as well, has a lot of catching up to do.
Although the silvers will help for Viddy.
Silver's over all 3 of the bosses, so
yeah,
just has to get through.
Bombos is going to kill the bird. No chance to opposites.
Another hard container for DukeFireBird now entering Randomizer room.
I believe these are checks 10 through 13.
Yeah, that sounds right.
A lot of love in Rando room.
There'll be chest number 14 coming in here, which is officially nicknamed Bob's chest.
Bob is the anti-fairy that is in that area. If you don't get the item off the torch, it looks all deformed, but since we got the key, it will look normal.
Ooh, that was a really bad position for the anti-fairy to get stuck in. He lost a lot of magic during that fall.
Yeah, yeah, one thing about 1.0 is you can still take damage even when you're falling into the pit.
Alright, there's Mr. Scruff's key. So moving onward into version 15, 16 is the big key, and there's the last small key too. Pretty much the near vanilla big key here in GT. And what? And up DukeFireBird goes to Aghanim 2. I think I need to get some more water in me.
Now time to start the gauntlet.
Yep. Nothing but kill rooms on this floor. Picture is falling very quickly to those silver arrows, and Mr. Scruff will be getting a return on his investment. I think he used 11 arrows and got 10 back, so overall, pretty good deal. And here we go with the Lamolas 2. I think Duke's setup was knocked off kilter slightly by the fireball there, but good recovery all the same. Mr. Scruff, meanwhile, heading over into the pod eastern area to clean up his remaining 2 dungeons.
He already does have the big key for pod and eastern, so yeah, can just beeline the bosses.
Yeah, that'll save him a bit of time.
GT is going to take some time since Ice Armos is going to be pretty late no matter how you route it.
I'm a little confused by that random map opening that DukeFireBird did. I think that was either a misclick or some sort of tech I wasn't even aware of. Probably the former, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too.
And down goes Moldarm 2, and up and onwards to Aghanim 2.
And as Duke is making that climb up to Angus 2, make sure to give the runners a follow.
Alright, here we go, the Aghanim 2 fight. Pretty good lineup for triple here, maybe? It gets caught by one of the orbs, so only the double there. And a single, and let's see. Wow, that was unlucky there.
Alright, 4 cycles.
Yeah. Pretty okay luck there, honestly. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it's probably about as good as you can do.
Meanwhile, Helmstar King is down for Mr. Scruff, just has to mirror and go fight Armos Knights. But now it's time for Duke to fight Ganon. Using the torch there actually stalls momentum a bit. So that should have been a one-on-one cycle. Yeah. Very nicely done Ganon fight. Or Ganon aces.
And now he's just gonna warp the place.
Yeah, Duke missing the first hit there, so gonna have some few extra teleports. Wow, Ganon is especially rude today. sweet opportune time to remind you folks that Ganon's teleport pattern is seeded for everyone so that everyone has the same luck. So DukeFireBird is not getting bad luck. It's just the seed deciding to give everyone bad luck. Try to sneak in a double there.
Oh, be careful here.
Yep, and there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in the chat for DukeFireBird. Who
And
finished his with a time of 1:40:25 officially. First on our restream, 30th place overall. So I was not too far off with that random guess of placement.
Yeah, GG. All right, our top 5 finishers. Jamie took the qualifier in first place, 1:19.01, a full 7 minutes and change ahead of Gamachu, who finished second at 1:26.14. Shelzer was third at 1:26.54. P-Train was fourth at 1:27.55, and Emosaru was fifth at 1:28.31. The par time for this qual is 1:25.43.
And we are now joined by DukeFireBird here in the call. GG's to you. Great to see this one was.
GG.
Yeah, this is a fun seed. I liked it.
Yeah, I especially liked in particular the fact that Meyer was locked behind the 5/6 crystals, but the bosses specifically, not the items at the location.
Wait, locked behind the five? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Item and item and ice and item and TR, but not necessarily behind the Pyramid Fairy. That threw me off for a second. Like I never went to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, Tridex specifically had the flute, and
yeah,
Coulter had the bombs down, but you needed Ender Meyer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, if I only checked checkerboard before I did Meyer, oh well, is what it is. That bow be elusive, these flags, and yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of a theme of these qualifiers so far.
Oh yeah. Either that or we just be like Qualifier 1. It's like, oh hey, let's just mimic clip instead. Thank goodness we didn't have that. Otherwise, I think my ranking probably would have been a little lower.
Yeah, 30th place in a field of 120 runners is pretty good, honestly. Top 25 for the field.
Yeah, and I did did a little math in that small little interlude we have because of the delay, and I like the amount of points I think I'm getting. So I like the score I believe I'm having. So it's acceptable. Yeah, not really much to say about this seed. I mean, everything's pretty straightforward. I did catch near the end, you were like, what was up with that menu? It was a fat finger. So...
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
Yeah.
I think a couple of rude things about this seed were the location of the lamp and location of the Quake Medallion. Because if you didn't do either one of them, you could have been lost a lot more time and a lot more placements here.
Yeah, like Scruff skipped Left Side Swamp the first time he went there.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was like, nah, if I'm going into dungeon, I'm full clearing it at this point. And so that hurt. And then the lamp position actually didn't scare me as much. I was like, I figured it was going to be in pod. I was like, if the first chest in pod is not a key, then lamp is going to be a scary spot. Probably like somewhere silly like a Gina or something like that. And then turns out it's like, oh, hey, it's in pod. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, although with the placement of the bow there and knowledge of where everything else was, it was by logic a double dip of pod, which I don't really like to see sometimes. honestly.
Yeah. And then, of course, I took the gamble when I did pod, and oops, I thought I was banking on the big key being on right side. I was like, oh well. Go to the right side and get 2 small keys, and I'm like, really? It's in vanilla? Okay.
Yeah, overall, not a terrible seed, but could definitely trip you up if you for being a little risky here.
Yeah. I think the biggest risk that I took was Ice Palace, and that one paid off.
Yeah, Samaria and Ice is not the greatest, and then of course Bombos and Cold Stare.
Yeah. Well, it was more to the fact that I was down to Cold Stare and Iced Tea, and I'm like, an item and a compass. What do I want to do? And I'm like, I'll go to Cold Stare. I'll go to Cold Stare and eat my luck, and luckily, Cold Stare dropped the item. So I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, now thinking about it, Ice Palace was especially rude too, because you didn't have the Bombos to break Cold Shell that easy, and the Icebreaker was completely unviable because it was halfway through the dungeon.
Yep, Icebreaker hit double Freezor. It's like, yeah, it's like an Icebreaker now, and I'm already like 3/4 of the way through the dungeon if I would have done Icebreaker, so yeah. That was actually kind of my hope. I was like, okay, please let the cane be on right side ice, just so this isn't the slow way. And it turns out, yep, it was effectively on that side, with it being in double Freezor. So. Yeah, if I had my mic on my stream when I was fighting Ganon, I was like, sir, calm down, sir.
Yeah, so that was a lot of teleports there.
Yeah. That means everybody got them too, because I would have missed the one cycle, but that would have been their teleport pattern between 2 and 3. So everyone's gonna get a dancing Ganon.
Yeah, not much else to say here about the seed. So, any final thoughts before we start talking about how Mr. Scruff's doing?
Not really. Lot of names in this tournament that I haven't seen in a while, so I'm like actually kind of happy about that. They're at least trying to qualify in, and really kind of hope to make it to the group stage for the second year in a row, and we'll keep it on. But thank you guys for commentating. Thanks for the tracker, and thanks for the audience for watching. Without you, we wouldn't be doing these.
Yeah, and I'm especially hopeful that you make it to the group stage too, because I'm looking at those extra settings we've got in store, and they look pretty entertaining, to say the least.
Oh yes, one of them is my favorite, and I'm like, oh, I like this. I'm the weird inverted person. I like that one. Yeah, I love inverted. So.
Alright, well, once again, folks, use your GGs in chat for DukeFireBird. Once again, 30th place here. And meanwhile, Mr. Scruff here is climbing the gauntlet, already through most of it here. Was it just me, or did we see a bunch of random Lamola chunks just fly around?
Kind of seemed like it.
That must have been...
It was not just you. he got basically almost. It's almost frame perfect to get that. So.
Alright, Mr. Scruff now entering the last part of here.
Yeah, inverted is certainly an interesting mode, to say the least. Especially when you throw in Key Sanity and Flute starts, at least you get more things open to start out.
Alright, Mr. Scruff now into Lambo 2. And upwards into Aghanim 2 here.
Also starts with a double.
Only getting a single there.
Same overcycle, Aga 2. There's rough.
And now it's time for Mr. Scruff to fight Ganon here.
Again, I'm giving the very confusing relative mine.
Pretty good position here for phase 2 of the fight. Does get that first hit in.
And now let the warping begin.
There's the third hit. And there we go. Fourth hit there for Mr. Scruff. Ooh! Nice recovery there with the Ganon fight. That was almost a near thing. He almost got knocked into the pit there from that quick shot from Ganon to start off. But good GG's in chat from MrScruffNinjaTuna, who has now crossed the finish line here. Second on our restream. 86th place overall here in Qualifier 6.
Okay, looks like he is going to come in for an interview. We are now joined. We're now joined by Mr. GG.
GG.
So yeah, very sort of rough sea for you here, unfortunately, but
yeah, that's what I get for forgetting that left side swamp existed.
Oh.
I will say though, I did like the fact that Ice Palace and Turtle Rock both technically locked Meyer, but not because they were the 5/6 crystals, but because each the the bosses themselves had the items you needed.
That was hilarious, honestly. When I saw the 2 crystals there, I was like, alright, there's gonna be something wacky in Pyramid Fairy like the flute. I was not expecting the flute to be in TR and then Bombos to be on Cold Stare. But nonetheless, it was actually a pretty fun seed. Appreciate you guys having me on Restream.
Appreciate you running.
I will say, though, if I did not go to Swamp right off the bat, if Hookshot was not in Hype Cave, I probably would not have skipped Left Side Swamp. I almost never do, to begin with. But the fact that it was the first dungeon, it was right there, and I found the boots, I was like, what's the possibility of having a second item in there that's actually of value? Come on.
And for the most part, it did pay out up until you saw Turtle Rock's pendant requirement. Or medallion, rather.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit more than it should have. Now I'm just gonna replay this seed and just do Left Side Swamp and see how many minutes that saves me. I'm guessing at least 20.
Yeah, so you decided to go to Eastern right away.
Oh yeah, that one was actually kind of a funny thing. A good friend of mine was telling me that she normally does. Whenever you get bombs or the boots in Link's house, she always goes to Saha, and if there's nothing in the closet, you dip into Eastern. And I figured, hey, let's give that a shot. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off because Sick Kid didn't have anything, but yeah, it could have been.
I mean, you got the first model pretty early, and as we saw on Duke's end, his first model was actually in the waterfall chest of Swamp Palace, so...
Yep.
I love it when you play these types of seeds and certain things just get swapped out with the 5 rupees. So you're like, all right, was that an actual 5 rupee or was that one of the bottles?
Yeah, actually, they removed all the 5 rupees from the pool, so there's no vanilla 5 rupees. So if you get a 5 rupee, it's one of the
that
one
makes
of the dead items.
A lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they did that to make room for more of the heart pieces, I believe.
Yep.
That also makes sense. I'm expecting to see a very interesting collection rate. I honestly was not paying attention at the end there, but I would not be surprised if it's in the 190s. I checked everything.
I can see that.
And speaking of checking everything, shoutouts to getting all 5 of the 300 packs in like the first 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah, that was kind of insane. I'm like, okay, well, we got money. We're good.
And I feel bad too, because like just before the run started, I know I was making a joke with Cassidy Moen in the chat, and they were like, yeah, who wants to have a gentleman's agreement of skipping one location? I'm choosing C-shaped house. I said, I'll skip the fishes. And then I saw the moon pearl on the ledge, like, I can't skip the fishes. But all that money. Mm.
Yeah, any final thoughts on the scene, Mr. Scruff?
Nothing on the seed. I'm just very thankful that my mic was muted for the most of this, because otherwise it would not have been a PG stream.
I could see.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
GG's to everyone that ran, and GG's Duke. That's a really good time.
Yep. Like I said, I like it based on my crude math. So.
Well, I know this is gonna be my my dropped one, but speaking of dropping, I gotta head out because I got some D&D to do.
Have fun.
Oh, have fun.
Have fun.
May all your rolls be 20.
Oh, I hope so. Bye, everybody.
Alright, folks, once again, you can just get the G in the chat from MrScruffNinjaTuna, and make sure to give him a follow as well as our other runner here, DukeFireBird. They put on an excellent race for us tonight. Also, make sure to just follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to Best Randomizer. And we also host these races on our own channel, the Link to Best Randomizer and the Link to Best Randomizer 2 through 4.
I think there's a 5th one as well.
Is there a 5th one? It's been a while, honestly.
Yeah, link to the main tournament Discord is in the chat. And that link has also more information about qualifiers and just the tournament as a whole, including what modes are possible for the actual proper tournament phase.
Yes. Now, if you want to see the next qualifier here, currently it is not scheduled on with the Restory channel just yet, but the time will be Tuesday at 2 p.m. So look forward to seeing that. It's going to be a relatively early afternoon race. And of course, with all the follows there, we can't also forget our tracker, Jaxie, keeping those items up to date for us and keeping us honest up here in the booth. Shoutouts to the trackers. They are the unsung heroes here. Here, really.
Yeah, especially when they have to fight the tracker, as they often have to do.
And also, of course, give a follow to my co-commentator, VXR441, and here. They've been nice chatting with you here, as always. You can also drop a follow here for me as well. Of course, I'm in WolfLink0370. And that pretty much wraps things up here, really. Not much else to say about the seed. So yeah, with that all being said and done, folks, from all of us here at A Link to Fast Randomizer, I have been WolfLink0370, and we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
And one last thing, pretty close on the collection rate, 187.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty high collection rates there from both runners. All right.
But anyways,
Good night, everyone.
Thank you all for watching.